Only female?
Yes.
Okay. You have a little bit of a smile there. Are you sure?
Yeah. I've just never been asked questions like this before.
Yeah. How does it make you feel?
Oh, I'm okay with it. It's just new.
Yeah, it is new. I know. It seems like there's not a lot of conversations regarding some of this, huh?
That's true.
And we're just getting started.
Oh, okay. That's right.
So which of these commonly used terms would you describe yourself? Heterosexual, or straight, as it's commonly said. Bisexual, homosexual, gay, lesbian. Pansexual, asexual, or prefer to self-describe as something else?
Well, I don't know what some of those things are, but just normal, straight, I guess.
Okay. So, would you like me to explain what those are?
No, that's okay.
Terms? Okay. All right. If applicable. Okay. Is your current sexual partner... Well, first of all, do you have a current sexual partner?
No.
No. Okay. So I guess that doesn't relate to you. What was your last sexual partner's gender?
Female.
Female. Okay. How long ago was that?
2 years ago.
Okay. So, are you married or not married?
I'm married.
Because some people are married and still don't have a sexual relationship, so it's really important for me to clarify that.
Okay.
And then, are you currently in any particular monogamous relationship or exclusive relationship, a non-exclusive, non-monogamous, or just not in any particular relationship whatsoever?
No relationship at the moment.
And how long ago was your last? You said 2 years?
Yes.
Okay. So just to be clear, so you have not been sexually active for 2 years with a woman who is the only gender that you are attracted to?
Correct.
Okay. Oh, well, that doesn't really work then. Okay. So how often during that relationship with the female 2 years ago, how long was that relationship, by the way?
4 years.
4 years. Okay. Okay. How often would you say that you had sexual intercourse with her?
Like weekly or something? Is that?
Yeah, you can. I mean, if you have an estimated, daily average or weekly average, monthly average, yearly.
I'd say like 2 or 3 times a week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. How often were you engaging in non-intercourse sexual relations or intimacy with this person? So things like oral sex or anal sex or anything else that you guys subscribe to?
Oh, maybe like twice a week.
Okay. And what types of sexual activity does that include?
Like oral sex.
Okay. Oral sex?
Mm-hmm.
For both of you?
Yeah.
Okay. And do you masturbate?
Yes.
Okay. How often do you masturbate?
I don't know, like maybe 3 times a week.
Okay. Were you masturbating 3 times a week while you were having a relationship
No.
with this woman? Or just since you guys have broken up?
Since.
Okay. So 3 times a week.
We didn't break up, by the way. She passed away.
Oh. I'm sorry for assuming that. That's my bad. Okay. Wow.
No, that's okay.
Wow, I'm really sorry to hear that. Yeah. Were you guys using any kind of birth control?
Yeah. She was on birth control.
Okay. What kind? Like the pill, or did you have an IUD?
Like the pill, yeah.
Okay. Have you ever used any kind of birth control? Do you know that there's birth control for men?
Like condoms and stuff? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Were you using condoms?
Earlier on in our relationship, and then she just got on the pill, and then I think that's when we stopped.
Okay. Have you ever had difficulties becoming or staying sexually aroused?
No. It's never been a problem.
Okay. With your sexual partner, just previously, what proportion of occasions do you experience like orgasm?
All the time, every time.
All the time. Okay.
Every time, yeah.
Okay. Have you, in the past 3 months, had any difficulties becoming aroused? You said that you masturbate. Do you have any kind of difficulties ever becoming sexually aroused?
No. I do not.
Okay. Would you say that you experience any kind of sexual problems?
Sexual problems, like in terms of like function?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Okay. How many different partners have you had in your lifetime?
How many different kinds
Sexual
of partners,
partners.
or sexual partners?
Mhm.
I think there's maybe 4 total.
Okay. And how many partners have you had sex one-on-one occasion in your lifetime?
What do you mean by that question? Like, just exclusive sexual partner, or a one night stand, or
One night stand.
Oh, I think one time.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And let's see. How many times do you think that you've had sex that was unprotected?
I don't think I've ever had unprotected
No?
sex. Mm-hmm.
Do you use drugs at all for recreation purposes?
Yeah.
Okay. What kind of drugs?
Marijuana and alcohol.
Okay. How often for marijuana?
Like maybe twice a month.
Okay. And alcohol?
Daily.
Does this influence your sexual behavior at all?
Not that I know of.
Okay. Do you find yourself drinking more or using marijuana more or less when you're sexually active with a partner? Or does it lead to more sexual activity? Anything like that?
I don't think I've ever noticed any correlation like that.
Okay. So since you're not in a current relationship now, I'm just going to be talking about your past relationship, primarily the one that you've were with for quite some time. 4 years is a long relationship. So in general, how happy were you in that relationship? And I know this might be painful, especially since you lost her due to death, but take all the time that you need.
Okay. And what was the question again?
How happy do you think that you were overall in that relationship? Sexually and emotionally?
Yeah.
Like 0 to 10.
Yeah, like I'd say like a 9. I mean, it was a pretty, it was a good relationship.
Okay.
Happy relationship.
And your, let's say 0 to 10, how would you rate your satisfaction with your sexual relationship with her?
0 to 10? I'd say like a 8 or 9.
Okay. Why would you rate it an 8 or 9?
I was overall satisfied, and my partner seemed to be overall satisfied.
Okay.
With the sexual relationship that we had.
Okay. And how would you define satisfied?
Oh, well, for me, that would be easier because, you know, I felt like my sexual needs were being met, and I enjoyed it. It was fun, and but yeah, I think that's how I would define satisfaction. Yeah.
And what about for her?
No, probably the same. I would think.
Okay. How important is sex to you in your relationships?
Well, in adult, intimate relationships, I think it's very important. Yeah, as someone who's has a sexual appetite, I think it's important.
Okay. Would you consider yourself somebody that is only monogamous?
That's all I've ever really done. I've never experienced anything else. So.
Okay. So yes.
Yeah.
For these next questions, I just want you to ask how compatible or similar do you feel with your previous partner in these particular areas. Okay. So frequency of wanting sexual contact. Were you guys very compatible? Not compatible?
It was more compatible than not, but I think, just being, the male, it just seems that, my sexual appetite was always, it seemed to me more heightened than her sexual appetite. But, hers was there as well. I just wouldn't say it was as high.
Yeah, okay. What about the importance of sex in your relationship? Do you think it was fairly compatible with how much she valued it?
Yeah, I would think so. Maybe not as much as mine, but still there very much so.
Okay. Have you ever thought about cheating, or have you ever cheated?
No, I've never cheated on anybody.
Never cheated. Have you thought about it?
Thought about it in what way? Like,
Think about it in your mind when people go by. Maybe you find them attractive, and so you maybe fantasize about them. It's a really good question because people do define that in a different way. I suppose if you're in a consenting monogamous relationship, having any kind of intimacy, whether that be emotional or physical, with somebody outside of that monogamous relationship.
I thought about it, sure. I mean, if I'm totally honest, I don't know if it, if you're in a relationship for years, it's hard not to at least think about something like that.
Yeah.
Just as a as a fairly hot-blooded human being, I think it's I don't know if it's possible not to at least think about it.
Okay.
But I don't know. I never like planned or did
Okay.
cheat or never even came close to cheating.
Okay. Thank you for your honesty. How compatible or similar do you feel you and your last partner were when it came to oh, I think I did that one already. That's weird. I'm so sorry. Okay. To what degree did the following factors contribute to any kind of conflict that you had in your previous relationship?
Okay.
Sexual compatibility, sexual dysfunction, or cheating? Any of those three? Did you guys have tension or fighting about things like that contributed to conflicts?
Not cheating. What were the other two?
Sexual dysfunction or sexual compatibility?
No.
Okay.
No problems around those areas.
Okay. Can you tell me if you think that your mood affects any of these particular things? And mood meaning not necessarily right or wrong, good or bad moods, just moods in general,
Okay.
As emotional people. Arousal. You can go ahead and say yes or no if you feel like your moods have affected these things. So, arousal.
No. For me,
Mm-hmm.
no.
Initiation.
Not really, no.
Okay. Loyalty to your partner.
No.
Amount you think about sex.
No.
Okay. Amount you engage in sex.
No.
Change your sexual inhibitions or activities.
No.
Okay. What do you enjoy most about sex? And sex meaning intercourse, anal sex, oral sex, just overall sexual activity.
What do I enjoy most?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
A little bit more of an open.
Yeah, I like the yes or no question better. Well, I mean, obviously, climax is important and enjoyable, but just the intimacy,
Okay.
the connectedness aspect, and of course, having lost that individual, it's different in retrospect as opposed to talking about it as if it were ongoing. But yeah, it was a really important connection piece to
Okay.
the relationship.
Yeah. What do you dislike most about sex? Is there anything that you dislike about sex?
I don't know if I've ever thought of that. I can't think of anything I dislike about it.
Okay. That's an answer. Thank you. Are there things that you're afraid of when it comes to sex in any way?
Afraid of?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, maybe not pleasing or satisfying my sexual partner, that I think that's the only fear that would possibly come to my mind.
Okay. Do you have any history of any kind of sexual trauma?
No.
Okay. And any other additional things that you would like to note or for me to know that you think are important as far as your sexual activity, intimacy, or you just as a sexual being?
Can we have sex?
I don't think that would be appropriate.
Okay.
But I appreciate the sense of humor and potential conflict. But no, that would be very inappropriate for this relationship. Is there anything else? No. You think that's funny?
I'll plan it ruin your video. Sorry.
No, you're fine. Okay, so yeah, that's all the questions I had for you. Thank you. I know that was a lot of questions.